Hello and welcome once again to Yesterday's Airlines and another unboxing video. And in this unboxing video, we're going to be unboxing something a little bit different, for me at least. We're going to be taking a look at the Lufthansa 100 years livery Boeing 747-8 D Alpha Bravo Yankee November and named Niedersachsen. And this is different for me because I mainly collect classic models, except for a very large Chinese collection and a few Russians and Iranians. You get the idea. My collection criteria is a little bit malleable, but certainly a modern Lufthansa is well outside of my criteria. However, I do have my Jinlong airport layout, and I thought that this aircraft not only is beautiful, but would look really good on that layout. So I've picked up this NG Models version of the 100th anniversary 747-8, and we're going to be unboxing that model in this video and taking a closer look at it. Obviously, NG Models isn't the only choice in town for this aircraft, because it has been announced by multiple other brands. It's just that NG have been the first to get theirs to market. So as well as NG Models, Gemini Jets have announced it as a future release. Phoenix have announced it as part of their March set, I believe, and HX Models have also announced it just recently in May. So there are multiple different versions coming up, but we're looking at the NG version today, and I can talk a little bit in the video about which version might be the one to get for you. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I will get to the unboxing and we'll have a look through, do all the stuff I usually do in relation to that. Before we do that, of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel here at Yesterday's Airlines. Thank you very much to everyone who's subscribing. We've reached a milestone of over 3,600 subscribers, and thank you to all of you for watching the content here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because there's loads of content. I've got lots of projects on the go, lots of new videos coming up, release rankings, unboxings, and obviously talking about Yesterjets and V1400, and you never know, other projects too. So stay tuned and subscribe to that. Also, don't forget to get over to Northeast Diecast, the sponsor of this video, and check out their enormous range of models. They just got it in a huge 200 scale collection, and they've got a decent amount of Lufthansa there if you're interested in Lufthansa specifically, including some very new releases like the 100th anniversary 787, but also lots of classic Lufthansa too in both 200 and 400 scale. So check them out. And when you do, don't forget to use the code Yesterday's Airlines 15 for a whopping great 15% off of your order. That's Yesterday's Airlines 15 for 15% off your order. But let's get on and have a look at Niedersachsen, the Alpha Bravo Yankee November, the 100th anniversary 747-8. Okay, so here she is, or at least here is the box. And as you can see, this is one of the NG Ultimate Collection releases. So it's got the nice magnetic box top. These do come sealed in plastic, and I admit I've already taken the plastic off of the box because it's just too annoying to unwrap on video here. And this is such a big box, it's hard to get into the frame of the iPad, so apologies here, I've had to take it off the stand. You can see that NG has actually gone the full distance here with the packaging. It has this really lovely artwork on the inside of the box, not the outside of the box, which looks really very nice. Otherwise, we've got the standard, or at least the new standard, for the Ultimate Collection boxes, which includes the stand here, which I'll just get out first of all, rather clumsily. So again, cut for the video. But here you can see we have the plastic stand, or the plastic stand insert. The stand itself is made of metal. It seems a bit overkill to have its own packaging like this, but hey, it's nice, very premium. And the stand feels very premium as well, though when you compare this to the HX model stands, they don't print onto the stand itself. But you can see that the way that the stand fits together is actually very nice and very easy. And it's a very tight fit that just slots into the plastic there. There's no screw involved whatsoever with these new stands. Now, the controversial part of these stands is obviously that they are the over-wing grip stands, and they do not have a hole in the bottom of the model. Now, for the 747, that introduces a little bit more complexity. As you'll see, the hole there between the over-wing grips is very large, and that's obviously because the 747 has the extra set of landing gear. So you can't use this stand with, say, an A350, and vice versa, you can't use an A350 stand with the 747. We'll have a look more at the stand later on. Obviously, this model also comes with the standard NG Models collector's reward plan card, which has got the code on. I haven't got that out yet and signed up, so obviously you're going to put that code into the NG Models website and you get points. It can enable you to make wishes and help you get models for free and that kind of stuff. It's a cunning idea, but that's the box. It's all very nice, very premium, and you know, it does elevate the model somewhat, although there's quite a lot of competition when it comes to boxes and packaging from HX and other brands now as well at that top end of the market. Anyway, let's get out the 747-8 here. You can see that we've got the plastic cradle and the aircraft is there, and first inspection, everything looks like it's in the right place and the aircraft is looking very nice. I can't say 747-8 make up a dramatically large portion of my collection at all. Obviously, there are very few operators of the intercontinental version here. Got a few, I admit. I've got a couple of Air China. In fact, I've got 3 different Air China versions that enable me to look at different molds. I've got a Gemini, I've got an HX version, and I've got an NG2. So this is my, I think it's my third actually, NG 747-8, because I've also got the Boeing Fantasy they originally made. But you can see the model is looking very nice. Everything's in the right place. And overall, this is a very good 747-8 mold, as you would expect from NG. They did well with the 747-8, better than they have done with their standard 747s, arguably, which is a bit of a shame, obviously. But that's a different story altogether, and I'm not going to go into that too much. I have done a detailed mold comparison at the website. It's a couple of years old now, but it still holds up perfectly fine, and that goes through in detail comparing the different 747-8s. But you can see when you're looking around the NG version that it's very much fit for purpose. It's got a lot of nice detailing, like the triangular air intakes here on the lower portion of the fuselage between the wings. It's got a good overall fuselage barrel, and the shaping is good. Now, there are some compromises with this mold, but nothing particularly dramatic. I actually do think that it could do perhaps some slightly taller landing gear, and you'll see that here the main gear trucks do not pivot. That was something NG was moving away from, but seems to have reintroduced with their A380s. But nonetheless, 747-8 does not have pivoting main gear. And as you can see, obviously, with the overwing stand, it doesn't have a stand hole either. The engines are really good, and you can see they've got separate rims, and that's because, again, something NG had been moving away from but have reintroduced are hollow core fans, although they're done so well here that you can't really easily see through. But there's a lot of really good fan detailing on the engines, and they do spin, I believe, as well, though I haven't got the needle out to try and move them around. What's the point? Another thing I noticed on this one is actually that the Wi-Fi dome here atop the fuselage is actually really well shaped, better than I've seen on a lot of NG models, and that's really very good. At the rear of the aircraft, one thing I've noticed is out of the box there is a bit of a QC issue here. You can see that one of the horizontal stabilizers here is a little bit loose. Doesn't look like it's done any damage to the paint, and I can just push that back in. It's not dramatic. The one on the left side is fine, but the one on the right is a little bit loose. So if I was doing a model review for this model, like I do at the website, then I'd no doubt be detracting a point for that. But overall, I have to say the model here is looking very nice, and just as good as you would expect from one of NG's Ultimate Collection releases. Now, this isn't a full model review, so I'm not going to go over in detail every aspect of the model, but something I did want to touch on was the colour. And you can see here photographs of the real aircraft, and it's got this very deep blue colour associated with this livery. And something that I had noticed with earlier releases is that the colour that NG are using doesn't necessarily match the colour that other brands have been using. I've got here the HX models release of the A320neo wearing the same scheme. And you can see just about here that the HX model on the right, the A320, is darker and perhaps a little bit richer than the NG models version here on the 747. Again, you can see here if we put them above that it is darker. Now, colour is something that I really struggle with. I'm a little bit colourblind, and I'm not 100% sure which of these is more accurate. I probably would suggest the HX is a little bit more accurate, actually. But I'll let you guys make your decision there. The key thing that I wanted to raise here, however, is that if you're buying multiple 100th anniversary scheme models, it makes sense to get them from the same manufacturer, because they would, or hopefully they will, use the same colour. So it will be less noticeable than if you have model aircraft side by side from different brands. Now, I said we'd look at the stand a bit more, and so let's do that now. As I say, you've got this overwing stand, and it needs to be wider so it will fit between the undercarriage configuration of the 747-8. As you can see here, it does nicely, but it does limit how you can use it with other types, and also other types stands don't fit very well or at all because the spacing is different on the plastic insert. Now, as you can see, these stands can be a little bit temperamental. They can fall off the models, though when they're the right way up, they don't tend to. But it is possible, if you accidentally touch the model incorrectly, for it to fall backwards or forwards off the stand. They're not necessarily as stable as a stand that connects to a hole in the bottom of the aircraft, but you can see you can move the stand around and it doesn't just fall off. It's not that easy to knock it off, but it is something where, as you see there, you can just move the aircraft forward off the stand. It is something you might accidentally knock it off. So I'm not entirely convinced about these stands. They're good, but maybe the HX ones are better. I'm not sure. Your decision's probably partly to be decided based on how much having a stand hole in the bottom of the aircraft bothers you, and certainly on a livery like this with a logo on the belly, a stand hole does have an impact. Now, as I said earlier, this is not a detailed review of this particular model. It's just an unboxing. If you're interested in knowing more about how the NG 747-8 compares to the other molds in the scale, then check out the detailed mold comparison that is available at yesterdaysairlines.com. I'll drop a link in the description. Broadly, it is probably the best 747-8 on the market, though the competition is quite strong. Certainly the wing root of the HX and the Phoenix are both issues, and there are strengths in the detailing available in the engines and the undercarriage of the NG version, which elevate it above the others. However, I do know that HX are changing the wing root. I'm not sure if that is going to be on the latest version of this scheme that they release, but it may well be. What we'll do now is get this model up on to the turntable, as you can see here, as I always do, and give you a bit of a look close up at the model without me talking. I think this is looking really good. You could arguably detract some points if I was scoring this for the color of the blue, but I don't think it's a big issue. And also, obviously, that stabilizer was a little bit detached. The mold itself is probably up there in the 9-10 zone from where I stand, but that is my view on this model. Let's take a look at her in close-up.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a quick look at the latest of these 100th anniversary models. This one from NG Models on the 747-8, and you can see here alongside the HX A320 where that colour difference is definitely perceptible. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this model? Do you think NG got the colour right here, or do you think the colour's wrong? Are you collecting the NG versions, the HX versions, the Gemini versions, or are you mixing and matching? What do you think are the best variants of this 100th anniversary scheme? I haven't talked much about Lufthansa's 100th anniversary itself. It kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Lufthansa, very impressive airline, great history, and I always love the fact they keep their aircraft for a long period of time and get good use of them. I really like this model. I think it's going to look excellent on my Jinglong diorama, and I will hopefully get it out there at the weekend and maybe get a video out with some new traffic at the model airport as well. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for other content which is coming up at Yesterday's Airlines, because there's always new stuff appearing at the channel, as I hope you know. So make sure you subscribe and keep on checking out what I'm up to. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.